So in this video, actually, first of all, welcome. This is essentially a new beginning for my channel. Prior to this, I was doing Pokemon-related videos for a while, but I think I'm essentially done with that now. I'm moving on to this kind of video here where I just tell random stories and stuff. But yeah, welcome to this new version of my channel, I guess, this new direction for it. And anyway, in this video, I'm gonna talk about this one very interesting story from my life. I think it's kind of funny and weird. I still look back to it a lot, or at least I've been looking back to it a lot recently, because it's very weird. Now, I want to start off by saying I don't believe in ghosts. I don't really think it's like a big topic. Like, I'm not gonna get mad at someone if they do or don't. It's not that important to me. But that's just kind of the groundwork for this topic, that I do not believe in ghosts. However, this story, I believe it took place in 2015 or 2016, so a few years ago, or a lot of years ago, depending on how you see it. This one story is probably the closest I've ever been to believing in ghosts, and the funny part is that it involves a Nintendo 3DS. So I know that sounds confusing, so I might as well just get into it. Essentially, one day, I assume it was 2015 or 2016, I really don't remember. I don't think I took any pictures or anything. But I went to a friend's house, and him and I had one plan for that day. We wanted to go ghost hunting. We were pretty young at the time, so like any imaginative kids, we wanted to try and find something that doesn't exist. We wanted to go ghost hunting. I feel like kids do that a lot, because they think they're being cool or something, but they're not. Anyway, we had a lot of different cameras. I believe it comprised of my Nintendo 3DS, a camera, a really cheap camera I had, my phone. Actually, I'm not even sure if I had a phone at the time. I don't think I did. But it was the first two I mentioned, then I believe it was my friend's phone, and also a tablet he had, and there might have been one other thing, but I forget what it was. So it was 4 or 5 cameras. And our plan was, once it got dark out, we would set up all 4 or 5 of these cameras in the top floor of his house, in every room of the top floor, and then we would go downstairs and just do something and let them all record for a given amount of time. So, this is a representation, from what I can recall, of what the top floor of his house looks like, or would look like, as a very simplified map. And this is where we had each camera, as far as I can remember. So there was one in this room here, one in this room here, and then I believe there was one in one of the other rooms. But the first two, they were facing towards the hallway that ran through the whole floor. The third I mentioned, it was just filming the room it was in. I don't really know why we made that decision, we just did. And then there was a fourth one. If there was a fifth one, I completely forget where it was, but the fourth one was in the very end of the hallway, in a room that was at the end of the hallway, and it was the one that was looking straight down the hallway. That one was my Nintendo 3DS. The others, I don't remember which was which. I know the one that was here was my camera, and then the other two must have been my friend's devices. But we set those up, we went downstairs, I forget what we did in the meantime. We were playing Grand Theft Auto and or watching a Pokemon movie. I don't know what that was all about, but we were doing one of those two things, or both at the same time. Whatever it was, it doesn't matter. We did that for about 30 minutes, and this is a very important part in the story. It is the one plot hole, the one thing that allows me to rest assured about it, makes me think, okay, maybe it was all just a prank. There was one point I remember where my friend got up, saying he was going to go to the bathroom, and I don't remember him walking upstairs, because we were waiting downstairs. I don't remember hearing him walking upstairs or anything. I'm pretty sure he used the bathroom that was downstairs, as far as I could hear and remember. But anyway, he came back eventually, and after about 30 minutes, we went back upstairs, and we collected all 5 of these cameras, or 4, whatever it was. We went back downstairs with the cameras, we laid down on the floor, and for a reason I'm not going to explain, we got some, EX Pokemon cards out and lined them up on the floor for, good luck. Yeah, I know I said I wouldn't disclose the reason. That's because that wasn't exactly it. It's a more specific reason, and it's very weird, and it's way too much to explain. So we had that setup going, and we watched the 2 videos that he recorded on his devices first, as far as I can remember. Then we watched the one on my camera, and for the first 3 videos, it was just 10 plus minutes of pure nothing. They all cut off at different times because of, it was a while ago, so there was pretty garbage devices. They couldn't really record for too long. Then we got to the final video, and it was the one I had recorded on my Nintendo 3DS, the one that was in the room facing straight down the hallway. It wasn't looking adjacent to the hallway, so it only captured a small doorway worth of area. It could see the entire hallway. And essentially we were watching for a bit. Nothing was happening. We skipped ahead for a while. I believe it was about 20 minutes worth of video. Then it got to the very end, and right when we assumed nothing was gonna happen, I still really don't know how this happened, unless it was my friend lying to me and going upstairs. But what we saw was very shocking for the time. Essentially, at the very end of the video, we could see on the left side of the screen in the hallway, it was very dark, so it was very shadowy. This shadowy figure emerges from the wall and then proceeds to walk down the hallway. Yeah, I really don't know how it happened, what it was, but it was very, spooky, to say the least. And then me, like a little scared kid, instead of watching what happened next, because there were still a couple seconds left in the video, something might have happened. I might have seen that it was just my friend and then he walks downstairs or something. Instead of actually seeing what happened next and figuring out what we just saw, I just deleted it because I thought it was going to kill us or something if I didn't delete it. Yeah. So that was that huge piece of evidence. I just threw it down the drain. There's no way to recover videos that you delete on a 3DS, so it was gone forever, and now it's just a memory between the 2 of us. And with that all said, I really don't know. I still don't know what to make of it. I've asked my friend about it recently, now that we're, not childish anymore. We're mature now, and he still tells me he doesn't know what to make of it either, so that happened to me. That's gotta be one of the strangest things I've ever witnessed, and it's gotta be the only time I've ever genuinely thought I saw a quote-unquote ghost in real life. But I really don't know. I mean, I can't remember if his parents were home or not. I can't remember if anyone was upstairs. It could have been him going upstairs at that one point where he left. Whatever it was weird. And that's all I have to say about it. I don't know if anyone out there believes in ghosts and wouldn't know what to make of this. But then again, I don't really care because it was so long ago now, and I just don't even really think about it anymore. It was just a thing that happened, and now it's just a memory, so yeah. That is how I used a Nintendo 3DS to catch a ghost, and it's kind of funny because the 3DS had to have been the lowest quality camera of the 4, and it just had to be the one that caught it. But one more thing I do want to point out, the 2 other cameras that were actually recording into the hallway, they didn't catch whatever was walking down the hallway in the 3DS video, which is weird. But the only thing I can think of for that is if it was actually just a person walking down the hallway. Maybe, I guess, the two other cameras cut off before that point in the 3DS's video, because I'm pretty sure at least one of them cut off after just a minute or two, and another might have cut off after like 10 minutes. But yeah, that happened. So, yeah, I don't even know what else to say. But if you watched this and you thought that was anywhere near interesting, consider sticking around, because I've got a lot of other stories and random videos in this style I want to make now that I'm not doing Pokemon stuff now. But I might also go back to that type of video every now and then. Anyway, other topics I want to discuss in a future video, or one I definitely want to make, maybe next week or something. I've got plenty of other stories of me going ghost/monster hunting as a kid, and a lot of different creatures I thought I saw, but none of them were obviously real, and they're all really goofy stories that would make a good video, so I'll tell those someday. But that was this one, so yeah, if you enjoyed it, thanks for watching.